Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Crosstalk. I'm Josh Lemons, Jackson Generals beat writer for the Jackson Sun. Alongside me, Chris Harris, the voice of the Jackson Generals. 3 in a row and back-to-back home series victories for the first time in the second half. Things are starting to look up for this team.
Yeah, with you kind of see the finish line in sight, and it's going to be playing some good baseball. And you know it's really good because coming off those two tough losses to end that series in Montgomery to respond and win 3 straight games and you know on the cusp of maybe doing something you haven't done all season long, really swinging the bat well. 3 quality starts in the series as well, so putting things together. And you know the good thing is there's nobody running away with the division in the second half, and we're right there.
Yeah, 2.5 back of the Smokies as of the game prior to Friday night's game, that is. It was good to see Trevor Miller come in relief and pick up the win last night. I think if nothing else for his psyche alone, he needed it.
Yeah, I think for him, buying into roles, and that's what you want from your guys this time of year. They want to know what their role is on this team and then buy into that role. And for Trevor, obviously a little tough going from the starting rotation to the bullpen, but he's been fantastic. He ran into some problems at one time in Montgomery, but other than that, I think he's been really good.
Yeah, I think the most underrated role in baseball is the setup man, is the middle reliever, and if he can come in and give you 2 1/3 like he did last night, if he can do that, for the next 38 games of the season, I think that the Generals have a chance to make a run.
I think so, and with this offense, I think you're going to be in a lot of games when you talk about the middle of the order, which involves Kivlahan and Peterson and Morban, and hopefully we get through the trade deadline without losing any pieces. Let's knock on wood about that. But
and you've got guys like Paolini that are hitting.
Sure.
That's really coming. Pisano. That's coming out,
and it's good to see the guys that have come up to fill roles. Like Brock Bear gets your game-winning hit on Thursday night. So it's great to see a guy like that come up with a big hit too.
Yeah, and Matt Brazis picks up his first career Double-A save also.
Right.
So you're seeing guys that are coming up from High Desert. Mm-hmm. I really think having Horner and Painter here, who were in High Desert last year, I really think it's making that transition easier for some of these guys than what we saw last year.
Right, and that's a culmination of a team. Your team at the end of the year is pretty much the team that was in Single A the end of last year and the beginning of this year, and that's what's they kind of combined and they come back here, and they had a great year last year, in the California League, and they're finishing this year really strong too.
I tell you what, it's fun to watch DJ Peterson, and it was really fun to see him get his first home run at home, which he smoked that ball. There's no other way of saying it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Zunino was here and with Kyle Seager and guys like that. You're just gonna enjoy them while you have them, because you're not gonna have them for very long.
Well, and you and I were talking earlier today. There's 8 guys currently on the Mariners roster that were here to start last season.
Right. James Jones was a big part of this team for the entirety of last year, and then Chris Taylor was a huge part. We thought he might start the year here this year, but as many great middle infielders as there is, it was great to see Chris Taylor get up and make his major league debut as well.
Well, and I just saw via social media that basically the Mariners skipper said that he's going to have Miller and Taylor.
Right.
You got a lefty and a righty, so basically he's going to decide who's going to start depending on the matchups, and that's a great asset for him to have.
Sure, and having the big logjam of infielders, I think that's something when they make a deal, or if they make a deal, and I think they will, you've got a lot of guys that you are okay with giving up. You're never okay with giving up good prospects, but that's what they're there for. It's not necessarily a bad thing when you get traded. You just get a fresh start in a new place, and they think very highly of you. So guys like Taylor, Miller, Franklin, even come down to Kettle Marte. Those guys, it's good to have a lot of them, and we do right now.
Well, and you're seeing, with that influx, you're seeing
Noriega.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're seeing guys like Kivlahan going out and playing left to sort of push his stock up a little bit, because, all right, well, maybe we've got too many infielders, but maybe we need a left fielder. Maybe Ackley goes down, knock on wood.
Versatility is key. I was talking with Jim Pankovich today about Kyle Seager, and we were talking about he played second base for the entirety he was here. Now he's an all-star third baseman, maybe a gold glover in the big league. Stefan Romero played third base his entirety here. Now he's a left fielder.
Right.
So being versatile, they want guys when they get to the big leagues to have played and had experience playing many different positions.
Yeah, and I think you're seeing that with guys like Jack Martyr, who played pretty much every position. You see it with Paolini. He's played in the outfield. He prefers first, but he's played outfield, and he said he prefers first because you're in the game more. He said in the outfield sometimes he's chasing butterflies, and I just thought that was hilarious. But it's understandable that in the feature I wrote on him a while back, he said the more positions you can play, the more a team is going to want you.
That's right. That's definitely right. And we have a lot of those players on this team. And, this is going to be a fun stretch, as we had the tough travel down to Mobile and then tough travel coming back from Mobile, then off to Pensacola. We never played well in Mobile. It's just one of those things. Maybe we're due, having a good series down there because, this obvious stretch, we got 35 games remaining. Every game means a lot, but these 5 games in Mobile coming up are going to be huge.
It's going to be interesting to see how this offense matches up with their quality pitching. Look forward to. Of course, I'll be watching all the games on MILB.TV and be listening to you, and I'm sure the fans will as well. So be safe. We'll see you when you come back. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Crosstalk. I'm Josh Lemons, Jackson Generals beat writer for the Jackson Sun. Alongside me, Chris Harris, voice of the Jackson Generals. We'll see you next time.
Kiss you goodbye.